It's good to be here, and thank you very much for coming. And I apologise a bit late. I do my weekly surgery on a Thursday, and people come with quite complicated problems. Otherwise, they wouldn't come to see their mayor, I guess. And so I strode over just as it started raining. So it's a great privilege being the mayor. And when I became mayor, I introduced these Ask the Mayor sessions because I think it's quite a powerful role, and I should be accountable to people. Obviously, we need to be polite, I think, but clearly people wouldn't come here if you didn't have some particular interest in some particular issue. So, you know, I've been doing this job for a while and I need to be accountable. Just in the new year, my daughter phoned me up and she said, "Dad," she said, "what were these pictures of you doing on posts in the borough?" And I thought, what's all this about? And I went out and I saw a few of them. So I would prefer us to have done something about anti-idling, which Rachel might talk about later, which is people turning their car engines off because our air in the borough is being poisoned. But our media team, I don't run the borough personally myself, have put up these posters to Ask the Mayor, and it's the budget special. I'll say a bit about the budget, but I'm sure some of you have come here about other issues. We often hear about issues like antisocial behaviour or why the council can't get a particular thing done, which should be simple. Quite often in life, I've found, I've been elected a few years now, you find that sometimes really big and complicated things are done very easily, and very simple things like your neighbour not cutting their grass or whatever can be massively difficult to solve. So this is the nature of life, whether you're a mayor or a councillor or an MP or more or less anything else, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't get satisfaction out of the council, and we shouldn't try to do stuff for you. There's some slides, they're up there, so I'm not going to read through it. I'll just give you highlights. So every year we have to agree a budget, and our budget is about setting the council tax. It's about deciding as a headline what we want to spend our money on, or your money on. Funding local government is so complicated, I don't think anyone yet really fully understands it, but we get stuff from you as council tax and from businesses, business rates. We get some money from the government, we have to give money back to the government, and they give some of it back to us. And it is quite complicated. Biggest chunk of our money goes on schools. Second biggest chunk goes on children's social care. The third biggest, I might get this wrong around, is adult social care. That might be slightly, so that's about looking after older people, people with mental health issues or learning disability issues. And the rest of the money goes on everything else, which is like running swimming pools, keeping the parks, the libraries, antisocial behaviour services, and so on and so on. So we've been under big pressure as a local council for some years now. We've lost about a third of our staff in the last dozen years or so. And, you know, austerity, I'm not here to do party politics particularly, but the cuts have been pretty severe for local government across the country, regardless of what council you are. And that hasn't passed us by. So we've lost about a third of our staff, and yet I think people's expectations of their council are that we should be doing as much or more than we did before. A lot of people treasure their quality of life, which is quite important, and so we need to be there to try to respond to things. So the headlines on the slide in front of you tell you about the major numbers. I'll tell you a couple of other things. So on to the second slide, we have to be more efficient, and we're trying to be more efficient. I mean, one of the ways you might have noticed that if you have a car, you might as well fess up to this, is that we are doing what we call digital modernisation of the council, so we need to do more stuff online. For a lot of people who have a car in the borough, it's a lot easier to press a button and log on to sort out your parking permit than it is to have to queue up at the idea store. The transformation of that has been a little bit bumpy, but it seems to settle down now, although there might be one or two people here who can tell me that it hasn't. And I'm interested to hear about that. And by modernising services with things like digital transformation, we can make savings and keep the money focused on the front line, what we call the front line, which is about meeting the needs of vulnerable people and keeping those basic services running. I think it's not a secret that we just had a general election, and the government, and again, I'm not here to knock the government at all. I may do if they're doing something bad for our borough, but it's not, you know, Yardley politics. They make no secret that they want to redress the imbalance to the north of England. You know, so the north feels neglected. That's the sort of headline. Is that a threat to us? Well, clearly it might be, because we have a lot of need in our borough. If there's a limited amount of money to go around and it's being spent elsewhere, then we may need to fight our corner. So I meet with the other borough leaders in London, of all the complexions, and we talk about our funding challenges for London. We try to reach accommodations with the government about how we can make things happen and meet your needs. I mean, another headline that comes out again and again about crime and social behaviour is we've lost about a quarter of our police officers in town hamlets in the last few years. And crime and antisocial behaviour, the responsiveness of the police service, I think almost inevitably will come up in questions this evening. Our ability to work with the police, we don't run the police, we work alongside them, and to meet maybe the lower priority incidents is much reduced when there aren't so many officers in the borough. I'm not here to do police politics. I'm not allowed to be photographed with police officers, by the way. But clearly crime. So we have our first heckle of the evening. I'll leave that to Ian to sort out. It is a heckle. Anyway, thank you. Moving on swiftly, got a couple more slides. The third one tells us that the budget this year we're proposing, the way it works, this isn't part of the formal budget process, this meeting, but we're keen to hear from you. And there has been a consultation in the autumn. Most councils in London will be increasing their council tax by 3.99%, which you may say ouch at that. The government is assuming we do that because the funding we get from them assumes that we're putting it up by 2% for what's called adult social care and another 1.99% for our basic services. I'd rather not do that. We still have one of the lower council taxes in London, although if you have to pay it, then softens the blow, but only a little bit. We also have quite a lot of remediations, if you like, of measures to try to meet the needs of people who are on lower incomes. So we have what's called a council tax reduction scheme, which offers low-income households up to 100% discount on their council tax. And it is one of the most generous such schemes in the country, and we would defend that because Hamlets is changing really rapidly, but there's still a lot of people on very low incomes in the borough who need support. And people on the lower incomes will tend to be the families with children as well. The final slide tells you about some of the good things we think we're doing. So we're investing extra money in children's social care and SEND, which is special educational needs, and we're putting more into supporting vulnerable adults. And there's a whole range of reasons for that. Essentially, demands for those services nationally are growing. We continue to fund extra police officers in the borough, and we need to review in the next year whether we want to continue doing that, because that current contract will come to an end. We want to build or buy additional council homes, which we're doing. Every child in a primary school gets a free school meal at present, and we fund that through time-limited use of our reserves. So we need to work out what we do with that. A lot of people will come to us about street cleansing. We're about to bring our waste contract back in-house, as we say, which means bring it back from a private contractor, Veolia, to be run by the council. Quite a lot of councils have done that. We think we can get a more responsive service by doing that, and the proof of the pudding will come in the eating when we do that. I could say a bit more, but I think really I'm here to answer questions, as will Rachel and Siraj, hopefully. So I pass it back to you, Ian. Do you want the cordless mic?
I think I can use this one, I think.